In this video, I'm going to very briefly talk about emotional appeals and what makes emotional appeals effective. So in your persuasive speeches, we have ethos, our credibility, logos, which is more our statistics, our evidence, our reasoning, our conclusions, really where we create the argument. And then we have our emotional appeals, which is a third method of persuasion. But emotional appeals can sometimes be a little bit overkill. And you've probably seen this before on different commercials. You've heard different speeches, and it's just like, all right, enough with this. It's like it's too much. We tend to shut down when there's too much emotion. And there's actually theories to support that. So the basic idea behind emotional appeals is that in order for them to be effective, they kind of need to just be like short and sweet. When you invoke a positive emotion, again, you don't really want to overdo it. You want an effective positive emotional appeal is going to be something that, brings something like compassion or pride or happiness to your audience, but in short little bursts. When you get to be too much, it becomes really over the top and the audience starts to, like that gag, like, ugh, I'm not listening to this anymore. This is too mushy for me. So again, there's kind of that moderate level of emotion, and that's really what we're going for, right? Everything in moderation, like dessert. Also emotions in speeches in moderation. Now, when you're talking about a negative emotion, such as fear or guilt or something along the lines of those, any negative emotion, again, you have to invoke only a moderate amount. You get too much, your audience is going to shut down. You do too little, it's not going to be effective. A moderate level of emotion. And after you create that moderate level of emotion, you then have to create some sort of solution for that audience to relieve that emotion. Or again, your audience will shut down. Nobody wants to be left feeling scared without knowing what to do about feeling scared. No one wants to be left feeling upset or sad or guilty without having some sort of resolution to that negative emotion, or your speech and message is not going to be effective. So, a couple of examples. One example of an ad that I can think of that is not effective is the ASPCA ads. And I see students again and again and again saying, oh, these are really effective emotional appeals. And I would disagree. This all does depend on the person. That's why I'm giving this as an example. But the ASPCA ads, at least the ones from a few years ago, I don't know if they're still on because I don't watch a lot of TV anymore, would go on for about a minute long, playing like really sad Sarah McLachlan music. And this would go on and on. You'd see like the really sad puppy faces. And it would invoke like a very high level of emotion. As somebody for me who is an animal lover, I would watch this commercial and I would just kind of shut down. I'd turn the TV off. I would literally change the channel every time. I did not even know they were for the ASPCA until someone finally told me, and I started using it for this course because I never got to the end to find out who I was supposed to give money to get rid of that emotion. Not an effective ad in my opinion. Now their target audience is probably more people who aren't like, huge animal lovers. It's probably to try to target those who aren't so much animal lovers and try to trigger on their heartstrings as well, because who doesn't love a really cute puppy or kitty, right? I see this a lot also. They'll do like, the starving children in Africa commercials. This is so-and-so. Those are a little bit shorter usually though. So they invoke the emotion, but you kind of know right away what the ad is for. So they're giving you that solution right away. They tell you right away kind of just 70 cents a day will save this child. Just 70 cents a day, donate to this cause. So you see the emotion, but you see the solution too. So you feel a little bit better about it because you know what you can do about it. So I would say those ads are a little bit more effective. So again, moderate level of emotion, solution. If you're going to, if for a negative emotion. For a positive emotion, just that moderate level. Otherwise it's going to be like gagging too much, or too little is not going to be as effective.